Coach, hoop season just upon us here, and Basketball Media Day. How's the event gone for you so far?
Good. I think the Big South does a really good job, and it's not only administration of this event, but I think it's valuable to the corporate sponsors, those that are supporters, our administrators. I think we've got really sound leadership in this conference.
Preseason number 2 in the polls. I know a lot of people discount that, but from where you were a year ago, now preseason number 2, at least the media and the coaches are feeling pretty good about Liberty basketball.
Is this where you could rewind it to last year's answer? Because I'm going to say the same thing. I don't think the preseason polls matter much. Great. The fact that maybe some have recognized that we're on the uptick, I think that's a compliment to our guys and our assistant coaches, how hard they've worked to try and get competitive. But Liberty's a special place. You and I both know that. And I think we should compete for conference championships in our sports programs. That's the expectation of our athletic director, Jeff Barber, who's fabulous. But I also think it's Doc Falwell's and certainly Jerry Jr.'s motif, if you will, to train champions for Christ. And why not do it in such an excellent way? And I think that's what our campus embodies, and we feel like we've got to be pursuing of that.
When you look at your team, what makes you think the uptick is there? Obviously, the success you had late in the year last year emphasizes that. But what have you seen since we saw you on the hardwood last March that says, you know what, pick us where we are, and that's what I feel good about it.
That's what I love about you. You've got good questions. Like, I haven't answered these today, or you're really good at this, Alan. You might even want to think about a career in this.
I might.
Our group has uncommon character. They're a fabulous group to be around. I mean, not only are they nice guys, they're conscientious, they care about others, and they do it without anything tangible in return. And I think it's really unique. What encourages me on the floor is we're unselfish. We got to get tougher. We've got to get better defensively. We've got a long way to go. But the reason why I'm excited or think we're on the uptick is because they're so fun to be around, and we're not coaching effort. We're coaching execution and discipline, and it's a good place for a coach to be.
I'm always intrigued when I hear coaches talk about their team not only on the court but off the court. But also what's cool, and I've heard this numerous times by a number of people that work in your program that are saying this without you around, the kids are phenomenal. And that's kind of cool to go back to a coach and say, you know what I heard from another colleague of your team? They said the exact same thing. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. You know, when I was at Virginia, we had great kids, and Tony Bennett he's fabulous. So I was real privileged to be able to serve under him. But if there was a place I could have signed up for to do something again as a head coach, it would have been Liberty, and it is Liberty. And I think our institution draws or attracts a young man, especially that young man who's got a conscientiousness about his faith. We get a really high quality person, and if you can get a high quality person and a really good basketball player, I think you're going to find not only in our program, but I see it in other programs, in Shane Pender's program, and Jody's program, and Turner's program, Kerry Green, and I'm not excluding anyone. We've got a fabulous coaching staff and assistant coaching staff and throughout our department, and I think those staffs have been real intentional about trying to attract great people, and that's what makes Liberty different.
Coach John Dawson was honored as a preseason first teamer. You talked about him already, about his leadership in his final season leading your team. Is he ready to take that baton and be that leader you need him to be?
Yeah, leadership is summed up in one word: influence. And I think if you go to practice, you'll see John's influence on our team. I think if you came in the Vine Center at 8 o'clock in the morning on a day in which he doesn't have class until 10:30, you would see his influence, because he's usually dragged someone with him, and they're working on their trade, they're working on their game. So I think I'm still growing at 51. That's when you're supposed to say, you're that old?
No. You're not, look that old. I turned 40 in December.
Thank you.
Believe it or not.
It'll be a check in the mail. But when you get to our age and you stop learning, you're in trouble. And John's continuing to learn, but he's got such a teachable spirit that he'll be a hard young man to replace. But I think his mark on our program will be evident this year and the years after he's gone.
And John's a joy as well. He visits our office, as you do from time to time. He's a joy to talk to. You got a great nucleus of young kids coming in and some veterans that played under you last year. What do you like about the mix versus upperclassmen and the new kids coming in?
What I like the most is we have some depth. We're not asking you to practice, which was a really bad thing. That
happened a lot last year.
We were going to have to do that. But we got a group that wants to get better. And there's some dynamics there that I've never had. The Talberts are brothers, and it's kind of neat coaching brothers. They went at it the other day, by the way. Okay. That it was like, are you guys all right? But man, they're such a joy to coach. What unbelievably proud parents they must have, and I could say that with all of our parents of our players. But I think the old guys are teaching the young guys the defensive system, and we're still teaching the old guys and now the new guys that system. It's a hard one to grasp and own, and we have it in our hand, but we drop it a little bit. So that dynamic, I want to speed up and hurry through, but if you want a quality program, you can't. And but we're gradually growing a little bit.
And finally, Coach, what are you looking most forward to when you lace them up November 11th at the Vine Center?
When I was here the last time, we were getting towards the end of the season, 6,000 and 7,000 fans in the Vines, and I know Mike Minyard and his staff and our athletic department does a great job of trying to get some fans in the seat. We've got to do our part. We've got to give them, first of all, young men that they want to follow, especially their student body peers. But we also have to play a style that's enjoyable to watch and that reflects Liberty. On November 11th, I'm hoping it's a packed house, but then we play VCU on November 15th, and I hope it's packed. And then we go on a break, but I hope we can garner some interest in our Liberty Nation, if you will, Flames Nation, that will create some ownership, that our fans will love that we're representing them, and because I know we love representing them, and I think hopefully we're on the way to doing our part, and I hope we can be a joy to watch and family friendly, and even if we can get some of your friends there, we would enjoy that as well.
I will bring them.
Great.
Yeah.
Do you need the freebies?
I'm ready. No, I'll pay for them.
All right.
Yeah, we're good. All right. Helping the revenue line as well on that. So, all right. That's head coach Richie McKay.